Have you ever thought about putting rehabilitation center and a farm in one sentence? Well, if that sounds strange to you, Noma is going to explain how does she run a rehabilitation center in her piggery farm in the Northwest to support a community of youth that really needs mentors and people to look up to. The youth unemployment rate in South Africa is quite high, and Noma is just one of those agripreneurs who's finding innovative ways to take the youth off the streets onto the farms, train and learn new skills. And it's not just any type of youth, it's those that are battling substance abuse. So in this episode, right here on The Farming Show, we're going to talk about the rehabilitation facility or center that Noma runs on her farm. Please like, share and subscribe to the channel. So Noma, word on the streets is that you run a rehabilitation center for youth that is battling with substance abuse on your farm. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Okay, so I'm part of an organization or an NPO called Zvezda Multi-Skills Training and Rehabilitation Center. So what we do is we literally help the parents to fill in the application form and basically drive their kids to the rehab, drop them off, and then wait them to finish the whole 6 weeks course, and then bring them back on a farm, trying to give them an aftercare program for them to saying, okay, after the 6 weeks, where to? Because, they can't go back to the community and start afresh, and we think, okay, they can, absorb what the community basically is going to react to them. So we're just saying they must come back to the farm and we give them a skill. And depending on the number, because the whole idea was to say we take them in groups of 10, so that when they come back, they go to the farm, we give them a certain skill. So we expose them to different agricultural businesses. We've got hydroponic tunnels, we've got the piggery, we've got cattle, we've got goats, we've got the game, and we've got the leisure side. So we expose them to all types of businesses. And then after a full month, then they can say, okay, we basically enjoyed that sector more. We want to know more about it. And then that's when we help them form their own cooperatives and just basically mentor them through the whole program, but also lease a bit of a portion of land for them to say, okay, here's your kickstart. This is where you can start. And as time progresses, then they join other CETAs as well, from Services CETA, and because we've got different accreditations as ZMTRC. So that was the whole idea. But when we take them in groups, we got to realize that when they relapse as a group, and some of them just don't even finish the program because they went as a group and saying, we're going back home, So that was one problem that we identified, and then we started saying, okay, let's bring the guys from Northwest to Gauteng. Then Gauteng was saying, no, but you can't bring the people from Northwest to our province because now you're consuming our budget. Let them stick to Northwest to Northwest, Gauteng to Gauteng. And that's where we battled, and we said, okay, the part of us taking them to rehab just has to stop. So what we're doing now is just giving them the aftercare program as it is. We still refer them and say, no, go and call this province for Gauteng. These are the numbers that you need to call. For Northwest, these are the numbers that you need to call. But we basically focus on the skills program. We give them the skills. And now with the whole game meat industry that I'm in, we've also identified another business venture for them where they're now busy with the game bones, making jewelry, your corkscrew, your lights, your lamps, and they kind of excited. It really keeps them busy. They didn't even think that from bones you'd make money, but that's something that's exciting them for now. We've got others that have also relapsed, even though they've come back from the program that we've set. So those are the little counterparts or challenges that we're coming across, but we're just saying we're not going to stop here, because in terms of these accreditations that we have, let's share the skill, let's bring them in, we've got nothing to lose, let's grow and help each other, because this thing, it's growing, you know, it's also affecting us. As you see here outside, you've got them sitting there, they're chasing our customers, they're kind of stealing from them, so it becomes a problem. So in terms of us addressing the problem is now by saying, let's assist you to go out of this so that we can have a better business and a better tomorrow for the youth.
I was actually going to ask, why specifically youth that are struggling with substance abuse? Because it just seems like a complicated space to be in, you know, because I can believe the youth have a myriad of problems and challenges that they're dealing with, whether it's their personal lives that they're going through or just family structures. And doesn't one need to have like a social worker, you know, background or experience? And does that take a toll on you in terms of what these young people are experiencing in their daily lives?
Yeah, no, we do have social workers. We've got a whole team. We wouldn't manage. Not at all. We've got a whole team. But what inspired this the most is that my brother is deaf. Okay. Yeah, so my dad then decided he's not getting any jobs, he's not, you know, there's difficulty with communication amongst him and other people, and I was like, okay, let's just do jewelry, you know, maybe this is something. And my brother fell in love with that. And when he saw my brother falling in love with that, he started calling other deaf people to come and saying, okay, this is the facility, this is what we do. So there's Global Jewelry Academy here in Indonesia, where it all started. And then he basically realized that there's another gap. Now there's kids that are smoking, these substance abusers, it's another problem. And he just said, okay, let's try and address these problems. Here's one that we've assisted, let's now try and assist these ones, you know. But at times you assist people, but if a person doesn't want to meet you halfway, it just falls into deaf ears. So that's basically one of the challenges that we're still fighting and hoping to overcome, and assisting other businesses, because a whole lot of businesses are affected by this, you know. If you go to KFC, they'll be complaining that they sometimes find them in the toilets and the clients can't go inside the toilets. So so we did a whole research based on this, to saying how is it's not just affecting the parents, but the community at large, even your KFC, your McDonald's, because they go inside the toilets, they lock and they fall asleep, they steal people's purses. It's really bad, but we hope the skills part will assist them and they start their own businesses and they see the potential that's there within themselves.
Yeah, so as a farmer, you're definitely taking matters into your own hands and just making sure that your community that you serve, you know, is well catered for. You mentioned, you know, a challenge with the youth is that they relapse. Are there any great stories that have come out of this? You know, for example, have you retained any of the youth that is now working on the farm? Maybe they're farm manager, or now they've started their own tourism, you know, portfolio. Tell us about some stories.
We've got a few.
Okay.
We've got ones that we've linked them up with the solar project. They're busy installing solars right now. Those are two. We've got another one as well who's busy with electrical engineering. So what we did was to also find these other organizations that are accredited with certain seaters, and actually started placing these kids where they want to be placed. You know, some of them, they don't want agriculture at all. So we've kind of just looked and spoke to different organizations to saying which organization can actually absorb them and take them in, because they are clean. We've seen this. Some of them, when you go to Deep Loop Square, they've opened their own businesses. They're selling earrings and perfumes. Yeah. So it's really been worth it, seeing some of them blossoming and saying, I'm 6 years clean, I'm 7 years clean, we've started our own cooperative, this is what we're doing, we're selling vegetables door to door. So they are really those that say, I am not going back there. And when you see that 4 or 5, you know, it just says, I did it.
Yeah.
No, I did it. One is enough for you to say. I did. My petrol was worth it.
Yes.
My time was worth it. My teaching didn't go to waste, even though you're not in agriculture, but you're selling, you're an entrepreneur. So that means being in the butchery, seeing me doing the deliveries together, actually opened your mind to saying, I can do this. So we've had those.
Yeah, and in closing, Noma, where do you see your piggery production in Northwest growing in the next 3 to 5 years, and in Nyamayetu butchery?
Hey, in the next 3 years, not even 3 to 5, in the next 3 years, we're just going to be commercial. We just got our own funding from the department for the first time ever.
Oh wow, congratulations.
So yes, they've started. We've also applied to IDC and NEF.
Is this for the farm?
Yeah, this is for the farm. This is for the piggery. Yeah, no, because even though there's this, I love it. I want to see a wholesaler.
Yes.
My passion still lies with me saying I want to be a commercial pig farmer. I want that more than anything. And then in terms of this, we want to see ourselves as a wholesaler in the next year. But with that being said, it's me handing over as well to saying, my sister, take over, here are the systems, here's everything. My main focus now is just going back to the pigs, going back to the farm, wearing my boots, being there full time, no. With technology, yes, you can monitor and see, but I still want to be there, and being a farm girl.
First love.
Yeah, no, that's my passion. I want to be a farm girl, not a butcheress,
Yes.
So.
Well, wish you all the best of luck, and I think we've learned a lot in terms of your operations, and I have no doubt that you will succeed.
Thank you. We learn from the best.
I hope you enjoyed that episode with Noma and all the other episodes that we have had with Noma today right here in Soweto Butchery. I mean, we learned about access to market, the barriers to entry, piggery farming, the basics of piggery farming, the processing of pigs, slaughtering them and selling them as carcasses to wholesalers. We learned about Noma's business as well, the various prizes and awards that she's won throughout her journey within the agriculture sector. So please watch out for her in the next few years, and don't forget that name, Nomathemba Langa, a successful commercial award-winning piggery farmer.